What should I do to stop the nightmares? Hi everyone. My 5-year relationship ended 1 month ago when she 23F cheated on me 23 meters on a 1-month trip abroad. It has been 1 month, but I'm still dreaming about her, and these dreams are not at all pleasant. What should I do to stop these nightmares? Should I talk to her real life? What does my soul want to say with these dreams? Do I need a closure from her? In our last day only she talked about her side of the story. I was in shock the whole time, and I had to leave her on that bench. I didn't get the chance to say anything. But I'm in fear even thinking about meeting her again. Thanks for your advices in advance. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, duck no, don't talk to her, do the exact opposite, block her everywhere, erase her existence from your life. Forget your soul or your heart, those are only focused on emotions and not logic. They blind you to reality to protect you, but you need to see reality for what it is. She cheated, it's over. No, you don't need closure. What do you want from closure? Why she did it? You will never know. But you know enough to decide. She cheated, she made a choice. Do you want to be with a cheater? Trust me, no. You are young and it's probably your first serious relationship. But don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy if you don't know. It simply means the boat is sinking. Don't waste your time, money, effort. Leave the boat before you drown. Distract yourself, hang out with your friends, try new foods, activities, place, go do some type of sport, meet new people, etc. Answer: it was my first thing to block her every possible way, and we didn't communicate since then. I want to tell my side of the story, my feelings all about our relationship, and the cheating as well. But after that I don't want to see her ever again. I just want to break free from these nightmares every night. Yes, it was my first love, but it was my last as well. I'm distracting myself as well as I can in the daytime and am not hurting as much, but when it comes to sleeping and dreaming it is tough. Redditor 2. Hey bud, 5 years is a long time and it's only been a month since your breakup. The way you're feeling is normal and healing takes time. It might not feel like it, but it will get better. I wouldn't contact her because if you think telling her all the things you should have said will change anything, it won't. You won't hear what you want to hear or get the reaction you want, and then you will be right back at square one. I'm saying that because what she's done isn't rational. She's thrown a 5-year relationship away for a guy who she barely knows and who also now lives thousands of miles away. She's been swept up in this new romance, so she won't be thinking clearly about you or your relationship. Everything she has done is fine because she's in love. Talking to her now won't help. If it's any consolation, it won't last and she will realize what she's done and come crawling back. I hope at the stage you will be able to tell her to duck off. Redditor 3, everyone's idea of closure is different and unique. The real issue here is that she chose to cheat on you and you're trying to figure out if you have any blame for her behavior. The answer is no. She cheated because she didn't value what she had with you enough to resist temptation. That's it. You love her more than she loves you. You would have never thought about cheating on her, but she didn't love you enough to not want to hurt you. It's all about her defects, not yours. If you feel like talking to her will help you with your thoughts and nightmares, make sure you go into it with questions that you feel the need to be answered. Write them down so you won't forget. Understand that she will not give you the answers you're seeking, but will trickle truth you and possibly blame shift her cause for cheating onto you. I would just seek therapy and start hanging with your non-mutual friends more. I hope everything gets better. Answer: Sadly, one of my best friend is hers as well, so it is not an option to not hang out with her anymore. If I meet her I will have all my questions ready, but I need some time if I'm going to do this. Story 2. My best friend 25F is living with me 25M temporarily and we had a time. For reasons I won't divulge even on a throwaway. My best friend is living with me. She was living with other people but that situation went bad and she needed a place to live ASAP. For the sake of this post I'll call her Emily. I've known Emily for most of my life. We went to school together. I met her in the 5th grade. We were each other's first time experience when we were teens. It wasn't serious or romantic, at least to me. We just touched, and other went down on each other sometimes. It ended when we got nearer the end of high school and understood relationships and all that. We've both been in relationships and things have been normal. She's just my best friend. I'd trust her with my life. I was in the hospital last year for a while and she did so much. I told her my social security number and banking information. I just fully trust her and we have a deep bond as friends. We've never had close calls where feelings arised or anything like that. Last weekend we had time. To preface, she's been living with me for 4 months now. We have gotten closer, I'd say. I've spent extended periods of time with her. I feel like I lived at her house in the summer growing up. And as adults, we've spent a lot of time together overnight. But I think her being there for me in the hospital every day last year, along with her stressful situation she was dealing with and just needing a place to live and keep her things, it just brought us closer. The time happened naturally. We were just sitting by each other on the couch and we binged. She grabbed my hand, I touched her thigh. One thing leads to another. I think feelings are building between us. They had been subtly building, but now that we live together and it's good. I've had city roommates before, but with her it's great. From a domestic standpoint it's great. Also I really enjoy having her around. I mean, I've always enjoyed having her around, but I'm really enjoying it. This was long before the time. Usually I like living alone, but walking in the kitchen and seeing her making eggs or something or just existing makes me happy. I've never felt like this before and I have been in some serious relationships. Her behavior is also different. But in a way I can't explain. Just the vibe is different. Usually we talk like we are siblings. Not trying too hard to impress. But it seems like we're both choosing our words more carefully now. That's the best way I can describe it. She's still my best friend, it's just different now. We haven't talked about the time mostly because work schedule conflicts. But we'll both be home over the weekend. My biggest fear is losing a lifelong friendship. I'm really afraid of change. I don't want to take another step and then we can never just be good friends again. She texted me earlier that she has feelings for me but doesn't know what to do with them and we should talk. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, I think you're in love? Give it a shot. Could you be risking a friendship? That answer is yes, but life is nothing without risks. Redditor follow-up, this. Give it a shot, brother. Could be the best decision you ever made. Just don't regret it, my man. Good luck. Redditor 2, you need to tell her exactly how you feel. If you wait too long, you may regret it. Because she'll assume the time meant nothing to you, and move on eventually. You can put it right out there that you don't want to lose her as a friend. I mean, there's always risk when feelings are involved. And if you do break up, you might need to spend some time apart to let it heal. But I think you will regret more not giving it a go. You should at least find out if she feels the same way. Answer: we are so close and it terrifies me to lose my closest friend. We've done everything together. Every good memory, she was there and a big part of it. We've been tight since the 5th grade. My life would be so trash if she weren't my best friend. Redditor 3: well, I just really appreciate someone posting a love story on this sub for once. Having your romantic partner be your best friend and not batshit crazy. Don't pass that up. Not everybody gets an opportunity like that, and you might not get another one for the rest of your life. Redditor follow-up: well, I just really appreciate someone posting a love story on this sub for once. I know, right? We get so few happy stories here. Please, tell her how you feel. Do it for the kittens. Update: my best friend 25F is living with me 25M temporarily and we had a S-time update. My last post on the account White Hot Hatred was removed and locked because throwaway accounts in this sub that don't begin with throw RA get capped at 1000 upvotes. I'm leaving the typo has sex in the title so it's recognizable. I've received tons of messages and comments. I'll give one update and then that'll be it. I also wanted to clarify that she was not in a bad relationship or anything like that. She wasn't pushed out of her apartment and left to live here because of any sort of abuse or anything. Just a city roommate situation and she needed out. I also wanted to clarify why I was so nervous. We've been inseparable since the 5th grade. I consider her an extension of myself. Every notable thing I've ever experienced in life, she was there. I don't have a good relationship with my family, and it was not good back then either. I would spend a lot of time at her house. That's the reason when I was in the hospital for a while last year. She handled everything. She is the first name in my emergency contacts. I was really weak and suffering from COVID heart-related pneumonia issues. I gave her my social security number and all my information and she handled it all. She visited me every single day, even when I said she could just call if she didn't want to drive out to the city. This is a throwaway, but I still don't want to get into her personal business on here. But I've been supporting her through a rough time lately. Even before she started living with me 4 months ago. My job gave me let us leave halfway through the workday because of the holiday. My friend starts her shifts later and usually works until midnight. So when I got home we had a long talk. She said that she was always attracted to me but saw me as a brother. Even when we were fooling around with each other in our preteen years, she said it didn't mean anything. But last year when she got a call saying I was in the hospital, she realized how important I am to her. I had a similar experience but on the other side. I could have died and I was just thinking about how important she is. She was literally there every single day. I got visited by other friends as well, but she was there the most. Even if she couldn't stay long. Her visits were so nice. Being in the hospital and confined to a room for a long time is the loneliest feeling in the world, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. We both said that we have feelings for each other. We're both scared of losing our friendship, but we can't ignore these feelings. We're already more than friends. We live together and we've had sex. So we're going to give it a shot. We hugged and kissed before she left for work. It was enjoyable as hell. My best friend 25F is living with me 25M temporarily and we had a S-time final update. I'm only making this update because of all the messages and comments I have received. This is a throwaway account so I don't check it much, but I have tons of messages. Lots of "I'm 65 and have been with my wife for 40 years and your story reminds me so much of us." I've also received messages from lots of people our age or younger saying that they have a childhood best friend or a best friend from school that they are close to. I know this sub doesn't want people posting lots of updates and want to keep it strictly advice. This will be the last one. I'm not one to share much anyway. Firstly, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. So much support. We would have talked and probably came to the same conclusion regardless, but I was really worried for a while. I've known this girl since I was in the 5th grade. She said that she has always found me attractive and pleasant to be around, but I liked her as a friend before that. I didn't really think of girls that way until like the 7th grade. I was in that like you girls phase a lot of young boys get into. But I was like you girls, except for her. I loved her as a person before I even realized girls were pretty. I'm not going to get into detail, but I've never had a good family life. I wasn't abused or anything like that, but they've never been there for me. Her family is more like my family. They'd buy me presents for Christmas. They'd pay for me to go on school field trips and stuff like that. They bought me new school clothes some years. So this was a big deal for me. I'm still nervous as hell. We decided to be a couple, but I don't want something bad to happen and then I lose my best friend. But it's too late for that because we've already had time and acknowledged feelings. I see her as my family. She was with me through all my bullshit. Even when I was a dumbass 14-19-year-old hanging out with the wrong crowd. Getting into fights and doing stupid things. I think that's the thing I like the most about us. We've known each other for so long and we have changed as people and gone through different phases. I've had friends that in a certain phase of my youth I was cool with, but I grew out of them. We never grew out of each other even if we were very different at certain times. Like even when I was with the cool bad boy crowd I would still hang out with her. Even when she was going through her different phases she always hung out with me. I briefly said that we were each other's first time experience, but that wasn't anything serious. We were young and we would just touch each other and go down on each other sometimes. That's how comfortable we have always been around each other. Like I seriously consider her an extension of myself. If anything important happens in my life I'm like, oh, I have to tell her ASAP. We went to school dances together. We just have such a bond. It's funny because when I was in the hospital, and if the nurses talked about her they would refer to her as your girlfriend. She has such a big loving family and I have no relationship with mine. I didn't even tell them I was in the hospital. I used to worry that I cared too much and was too attached. Like because my family was trash I was just latching onto her family. Or that since she already had family she didn't care or value me as much as I did. She has always shown me so much love, so this was just all in my head as a teen. But because of what happened recently I think it really solidified how we feel about each other. I always knew she cared, but when I'd wake up and see her sitting in the chair by my hospital bed every day, it warmed my heart so much. If she was off she'd come and we'd watch movies together. I gave her the keys to my apartment, and she would bring me things from home. She'd make sure my rent was getting mailed to the landlord. She just took care of everything. I've been helping her out lately with her stressful situation. It's not dire or anything, but she's been dealing with it for a good 8 months now. Thank you everyone. I won't post again. I hope this relationship is a good idea. I've never been happier and I've also never been more worried. Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, this is so wholesome and exciting. The fact you've never been so worried, is healthy because it shows you care. Good luck and all the best op. Redditor 2, honestly. May you both let it all go and be together for the foreseeable. Sometimes it's worth taking the plunge and having no more fighting with yourselves and no more worry, just be. Redditor 3, one of the warmest stories I've ever read, wishing nothing but the best for you guys. Story 3, wife cheated on me with a co-worker she calls her mentor and father figure for 7 years. Edit, she supposedly passed the polygraph but new details keep on emerging. It's a fact now that her relationship started before my cheating episode. She went to his house thrice but keeps maintaining nothing happened. Only once was he alone in the house and he tried and she refused it every other time the AF's family was there. I fail to comprehend how did she pass the polygraph in the first place. Also the AF slept with my wife's friend also in the same apartment and in fact in her room with her present in the apartment not once but twice. Her friend confirmed that but keeps on saying nothing happened with my wife, whatever happened has happened with me only. Is this a threesome triangle or something more deadlier? P.S. Her friend is also in the same organization from past 8 years and most of the time they went out together back in my home country and here also. I had a teenage romance. I am 30 now with one of the girls from school. It finally culminated to a beautiful marriage 2 years ago. I had not been completed loyal to her during my early 20s and had a fling with one other woman. I felt terrible and guilty. I confessed that to her within a week. She was very upset and angry. She got hold of the other girl's number and ranted it out on her saying that I was too timing and she should stay away. But she forgave me or so I thought very soon, maybe a week or 2 after. After that incident, I never had the courage to doubt her or check her phone etc. whereas she used to do that often and allowed it, thinking it takes time for somebody to trust even after they have forgiven you. I had the guilt of my cheating continuously attached to my soul for so many years until 2 months back. There were many red flags that were there which I ignored. Finally 2 months ago I confronted her about her mentor manager with whom she had been working for 7 long years. I asked her if something had happened. She violently first denied it and tried to put the argument towards me that you have cheated on me doesn't mean I have cheated on you. Finally, after a lot of asking, she accepted that she has just kissed the guy during her vulnerable time when I cheated. That was 6 years ago. She started crying out after seeing my reaction and again went back to saying I have not done anything, you were forcing me to say something so I said that. By this time I was convinced that she has done something. I asked one of her friends who has been with her in the same organization and she also mentioned this, that everyone in the office could see they had a thing together. The discussion between me and her continued for 2 more months with constant fights. She accused me of falsely accusing her for cheating. Finally 4 days ago she accepted that she had actually kissed the guy and kept on promising that she never did anything else and it happened only once. Now I know this, that they were in constant touch until I brought this matter up. They used to chat, call since it's her manager. In 2019, just after marriage, she was on an on-site deputation and the same manager was also there in the same hotel for about a month. Whenever I used to doubt her, she also used to aggressively defend, he is like my father, he has been my mentor, how can you even think about something like this? There are many more instances, but the post is already long. I don't know what should I do. Edit. She disclosed that they kept on kissing for about 2 years. She passed the polygraph. The tester told me that whatever she is telling is the truth, nothing happened apart from kiss, that also before marriage. She is going to a therapist today. She had a breakdown 2 days ago, but I am still unable to come to terms with all this. All the images of the time she was cheating on me, all the memories, the entire relationship feels a lie. Marriage feels a lie, love feels a lie. Any help is appreciated. Redditor's reactions, story 4 after. Redditor 1, WHO, is she trying to fool here? It's never just a kiss. Redditor 2, until she fully discloses and shows real remorse, you need to prepare for divorce. She will not stop what she is doing without the threat of real consequences. Separate your finances as well. She is still in contact and it will not cease. If he is still with the company, you can use their jobs as leverage. 7 years of entanglement is almost an impossible mess to extract her from. Redditor 3, first of all, demand to see all conversations between them, especially the ones that led up to their month-long honeymoon trip. If she denies you that or the messages are deleted, then you know what is going on. She had a full-blown affair. Has she already offered to change her job, or does she want to stay close to her affair partner? Answer: she had said last year she accidentally deleted all her messages. So there is no conversation history of when this took place. Yes, she had offered to change her job and block the guy. Story 4, you ruined my marriage, it is way too early, man. Good day everybody, I hope we all had a nice and safe Halloween. I hope you fill your stomach with candy till it explodes in a good way. Today, I bring you a series of dumb FCKs that really don't know how to be a decent human being. We'll call this person Chad. I had just gotten in for my 7-3 shift, mine are left for home. Within the first 5 minutes, I had a son of a BTCH walk up to me to the desk and lose his exit on me. We will call him Chad. Chad came downstairs and wasn't very nice from the start. It was like 7:05 AM, hadn't even had my second cup of coffee yet. Before I continue with the tale, I will just say, Chad yelled a lot at me. Just know, I didn't tell him to stop for a good reason. Me, good more. Chad, you seriously charged. What the duck is wrong with you? Me : I'm sorry, I'm conference. Chad, you charged me for the room. Me : yes. Chad, do you know what you did? Me : I charged you for your stay. Chad, no, you destroyed my marriage. At this point you're wondering, what the fuck? As was I, because what the hell was he smoking? Was it crack? Chad, you destroyed my marriage. Me : how may I ask? Chad, you charged my card, my wife is going to find out I was here. Me: okay. Chad, I was here with a different woman. We share a bank account. Me : I don't see how I am at fault for you cheating on your wife. Chad, because you charged my card, I need a refund right now. Me: no. Chad, yes, you need to switch IT to my awards points right now before she sees the charges and refund me now. Me: so, I do not have the power to switch any reservation to a points reservation, you either have to do that online or through our reservation service. Once you are checked into the system, there is no switching to points and no way to do a refund unless for a very valid reason, and it has to be a valid reason. Chad, this is a valid reason. Me: was there anything wrong with the room? Chad: no. Me: check-in process was fine? Chad: yes. Me: nothing happened during your stay? Chad: no, it was fine. Me: then why would I refund you? Chad: because my wife will know I was here, that I sent my wife in that room with me. I got really annoyed and knew this was just going to go around in circles. Also, he is still yelling at me at this point. Me, okay dude, this is seriously your own fault. You chose to make the reservation without points, you saw the authorization go through, we charged your card for payment, you knew this would all happen. This is entirely your own fault. Chad, I need your manager right now. Me, no, you can call her tomorrow, she will also tell you no, just a heads up, because we cannot help you with anything here. Chad looked very confused and angry. I just slowly sipped my coffee staring back. Chad stood at the desk for a minute staring at me. He then took out his phone and started playing on it. Me, is there anything else I can help you with? Chad, yeah, a refund. Me, so, if that is all, I need you to please step aside so I can help the next person in line. And then at that moment, Chad realized the entire lobby was full of firefighters and other people waiting to get a receipt, check out, or get some tasty breakfast. The sheer realization that this man just yelled at me in a lobby full of people blaming me for his wife going to figure out about him being a cheating scumbag cannot be described. At that moment, my day was made. My life was made. He looked horrified, because he just admitted to an entire lobby that he cheated on his wife, and he was blaming the front desk person for his own shitty, horrible, piece of shit move. That is why I didn't have him stop yelling. After he ran out of the lobby, he never came back down. He never called the desk. He quietly left the hotel. Firefighters and other guests were asking about him, and I just smiled and said, he messed up. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, people who don't know what loyalty is will be quick to blame others for the fallout, even if it means to make accusations of projection against their significant other who was loyal. Even if you didn't charge the room, and his wife found out another way, I'm sure that he will blame others for his actions, even her. Op answer, I just don't understand how you can cheat on somebody. If you're not happy within the relationship, then just leave. The moment somebody thinks about cheating, the marriage is over. Redditor 2, he screws up but yeah, it's your fault. In his mind anyway? I hope she divorces him and then slowly bleeds him dry. Redditor 3, I got pretty good odds that when his wife finds out he's going to say his card was stolen, hacked. Op answer, I won't be surprised, but we have paperwork with his signature, so, it'll be awkward if he does try. Redditor 4, this is the exact kind of douchebag that deserves a divorce with one of those fuck him in the ass divorce lawyers. The kind that is drawn out for years that he has to pay for. How dare he get mad at anyone else but himself for being a cheating bastard. Good for you for holding your ground and letting him hang himself. Op answer, this is the type of jackass who deserves fuck him in the ass divorce lawyers with alimony checks on top of it. Super easy to hold my ground, I had an audience and I was enjoying making this man embarrassed. Redditor 5, you done messed up, Ron.